Jack never imagined, after 5 years of hard work as a top-tier support, carrying a few weak teammates all the way to the peak, and leveraging live streaming to turn them into a well-known first-tier adventure team, his career was flourishing, yet his ungrateful teammates became arrogant. Not only did they fail to recognize the importance of support, but they even turned against him, expecting Jack to be endlessly grateful each time they paid him. It was less than 10% of the total earnings, barely enough to cover tool expenses. It could be said he was essentially paying to work, and today, having reached his limit, he declared his departure. He thought they might try to keep him, but instead, every teammate saw him as a useless burden. To them, all he did in battle was cast a few spells, and use live streaming tools, an insignificant presence. Upon hearing this, Jack didn't waste any more words. He headed to the guild to find a new team to join. A former apprentice spotted him and excitedly ran up. When Marina learned Jack was now free, she immediately invited him to join her team. She introduced Marina as a magic swordsman, Ava as a ranger, and Bella as a objected to Jack joining. They had no objections. Having an A-rank expert lead, the D-rank team was more than thrilled, and Jack was quite satisfied with them as well. Arriving at the dungeon entrance, their assigned task was to collect magic iron ore, but encountering monsters was inevitable. With Jack's guidance, it was hardly a challenge. As they stepped into the dimly lit cave, Jack immediately took out a detection lantern and walked at the front, acting as a minesweeper. This way, there was no worry about triggering traps. Next, he directed the swordsman to stay at the rear, to prevent ambushes. Soon, they encountered a few monsters ahead. Seeing Jack's tactical approach, they were dumbfounded. Skipping incantation casting was already impressive, but the most astonishing part was his ability to cast 3 buff spells simultaneously. It was clear how incompetent his previous teammates had been. Moreover, Jack was incredibly meticulous. He inquired and memorized their dungeon exploration habits, and reminded them to check their weapon durability. Under his leadership, they encountered the second wave of monsters. With flawless coordination, they eliminated them in an instant. Seeing the mage use a powerful spell that nearly drained all her mana, Jack casually stacked a strong mana regeneration buff. It was a rare spell, exclusive to Crimson Magic mentors, highly sought after by first-tier teams. They realized the truth. They were as excited as if they had discovered treasure. Additionally, he also mastered alchemy. He could craft many tools himself, and Jack was generous in sharing his knowledge with them. Before long, they reached the 4th floor, their target. They needed to defeat the lizard monsters first before mining. Since magic swords consumed a great amount of stamina and mana, after 10 seconds, the wielder would enter a weakened state. But with Jack here, it was effortlessly resolved. Afterward, they mined a significant amount of ore, but upon counting, they found it still insufficient. Jack suggested, why not descend to the 5th floor and defeat the final boss? By reaching the 6th floor, they would find plenty of ore. Since the 3 had no experience, Jack clarified that they wouldn't need to take action. All they needed to do was leave it to him. Before starting, he activated his live streaming tool. Suddenly, he realized they needed a team name. Before Jack joined, they had been too weak, so they hadn't officially registered as a team. Now that they had 4 members, Marina instinctively thought of 4-leaf clover.